this college football playoff rankings that have been updated before championship weekend, man. College football playoff chair Ward Mangill confirmed that the order is set between teams that are no longer playing, saying that teams that are not playing cannot be adjusted where they are compared to other teams that are not playing. So we have the list. I think the current list here with the teams, kind of how they're set up, the playoff rankings here. Just your initial look at this. Obviously, this is going to change after the championship weekend here, but where it stands right now, do you have problems with any order or any team listed on here, JB?
All of it. It's a joke.
Explain why.
The whole thing's a joke. It's actually it's absolutely the biggest joke and mockery in college football history.
Tell us why. Don't just say it. Tell us why.
You know how I'm just going to say it. So the same teams that we wanted to get out of the college football playoff because y'all got tired of seeing them are now getting second and third chances to continue to stay in it. Make it make sense. Y'all said it. We got tired of seeing Alabama play in the national title. And I said, why? If they're the best team every year, fucking beat them. That's a you problem, homie, and it's not my problem. Just because your fan base is shitty, you want to see a different team play, so now we created what you think is parody. No, it's parody. It's an absolute joke. This is an absolute joke. Ohio State should be eliminated already. Alabama should have been eliminated already. Miami is probably gone. Indiana wouldn't even be considered. Notre Dame maybe have an outside chance, but they have no league. Arizona State. Boise.
Hold on, but Boise's a four. Hold on, but Boise's a 4 seed. So hold on.
It's a joke.
Let's go back. Let's go back to your method, right? The one that you like, the 14 playoff. So it was your method. These would be the 4 teams that would be in it. Just these 4 teams in the middle.
They wouldn't. Because Boise's not number 4. Boise's not number 4 in the country right now, homie.
I agree. I don't believe that.
No. On the actual rankings, what is Boise State's ranking?
Oh, I got you. I don't know.
Come on, homie. They're not going to get the 4th seed in a regular 4-game team, regular 4-game playoff year. Boise's not even in consideration. So let's just be honest, dog. And here's another monkey wrench they're going to throw at us. Just so we're clear, if Clemson beats SMU, who will not win the conference, Clemson will now be the conference champ. They will bump 11 and 12 currently out of the playoff.
Yeah.
And get that spot.
Mm-hmm.
So again, they did not forward think this. They did not think outside the box when they did this. This is an absolute the probably what I've been saying for years. This is probably the epitome of mediocrity is the new excellence. And again, we've subdued to what I was just answering a question for our super chat. We've allowed mediocrity into our lives. Everyone deserves a trophy. High schools at 0-10 winning CIF titles. You didn't even deserve to get in the playoffs, and then you won the whole fucking thing. Like, this is what we are doing now in society. It's translated and transitioned to college football playoffs. The most beautiful time of the year. Like this in college basketball, final Sweet 16, right? Like that's what we look forward to. That's big time action. Now it's just we've given teams that we've been trying to get out of and get rid of because y'all got tired of them winning. Now, I told you last year, be careful what you ask for. I said it on this fucking show. I said, be careful what y'all ask for because more is often less. And this is the epitome of more being less.
But JB, I guess my pushback to you and my confusion, I would say, when you look at this, what do you think is going to happen? What is concerning you? You say this is the most beautiful time of the year in sports, and now it's being ruined because they added a few more teams into it. So when you look at the bracket, we're looking at Tennessee and Ohio State, we're looking at IU this year in Georgia, we're looking at Notre Dame and Bama, their rematch from 2012. We're seeing some good ass matchups, and then ultimately at the end of the day, if you are the best team, you're gonna show us, you're gonna win. So the regular season, maybe you went 9-3, maybe you went 10-2 and you lay the egg on 2 games. But this is where it matters the most. So if Ohio State goes out here and runs the table and they win the Natty, that's not a bad thing. Like I just don't understand. Like where's the concern? Where's the negativity coming from?
Really
like
think, you really think seriously? Come on, dog. Don't bullshit us on this one. You really think that Boise and SMU deserve byes in a football playoff scenario?
No,
they're that good.
No, I don't think they deserve it in terms of like when I look at them as a
so
top
what are we
4
talking
team
about?
is a better question. Do they deserve it? Yeah, they earned it technically by this standard. These rules. Is SMU and Boise a top 4 team? No, they're not. They're not.
But Smitty, look at this. I mean, come on, man. You can't sit here and tell me other than more games being played and you just love football, which is okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to knock. You love football. You want to see 16 teams. Nobody's going to argue 24 teams.
So I guess that's what you as a football fan, like, why are you mad? Like, I'm not mad that I get to watch.
I want to see real football, Smitty.
I'm not mad I get to watch Ashton Jetty, who you say is the Heisman, have a chance to show us that he's really this great and he can put a boy.
Just put every team in the fucking playoff. Then just put every team in the playoff. Marshall Faulk, Smitty, did not get to go to the college football fucking playoff.
I don't like that.
I do, because his team wasn't that good.
I want to see.
What are we doing? Is this what you want to see, or is this the best?
Ashton Jetty's team is good by record.
They're not. Because then if they're that team, Boise can go in and beat fucking Ohio State and Georgia, then we have a real problem. I'm just telling you. And I've been saying it for a long time. And y'all keep saying, oh, JB, I'm tired of seeing the same teams. Now, all of a sudden, you're tired of seeing the same teams. Now, a lot of you have come over on the dark side to my side and said, damn, this is a joke. Boise and SMU are going to get byes. Notre Dame's not even in a fucking league. And they got to play. Notre Dame's not in the league, but they're going to have to play first round. While these other 2 teams in Boise is going to get a bye. And this is the best college football has to offer. This is the best you guys came up with. I miss the best 4 teams, Smitty. I just want to see the best 4 teams because that's football.
That method had flaws too. That had flaws too.
Not really, though. Besides last year.
Every year there were arguments about like,
of course, but that's my fan base.
FFC should have got in over this. The reason why I like this, it removes any doubt. It removes any talking, any arguing, any. You go out there and show me if you like that.
You're completely wrong.
Ain't no well, should have put it.
But you're completely wrong.
Show me right now. Show me.
You're actually just stated a wrong statement.
I didn't.
How do you figure? How's this proving you wrong? This is actually showing us that now we're continuing to give the same teams an opportunity. Like, what are we doing here? If you guys really wanted the best 4 teams, then you would have eliminated Georgia, Ohio State, and these other teams because they've already lost 3 games, 2 games. And now we're giving them an extra shot. And guess what? Here's another reason why I don't like it. The same teams who have played already, who will play in a conference title game, are possibly going to play again for a 3rd time in this college football playoff format. Who the fuck wants to see that? If we wanted to see you play 3 times, Smitty, then we should have just put in a round robin ass tournament in Sweet 16. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I want to see the best 4 teams, homie. And if it happens to be a team that played this year, Clemson, Georgia, for instance, if those were the top 4 and they played for the Natty, that's a so be it scenario. That's a hell of a story. Clemson gets waxed game 1. They come back and make it to the college playoff. They beat Georgia in the Natty. That's fucking legit.
Okay, that can happen. That might happen.
It's not going to happen. Clemson's got fucking 3 losses. Like, listen. Come on, homie. Come on, man. This is the most fucking just give anybody a trophy ass shit. Listen, I'm never going to agree with it. It's disrespectful to me. Here's why.
Not, but the reason you're just a negative person. Like you're not even you haven't even saw it, and you're already just against it. You're and I know you, JB. The games are going to end up being really good. Watch, hold on. The games going to end up being really good, and you still going to go here on this show because your mind's already made up. Your mind's already made up that you hate it. So no matter how good the games are, you're not even going to watch the games for what they really are. you've already told yourself that this is horrible, this is stupid, it shouldn't have did.
But it's okay. It's okay for Uncle Luke though to come out and retweet that Miami got fucked, so I'm not gonna watch anything no more because Miami got fucked. Alabama. This is all about Alabama.
What are you talking about, homie? I didn't see that.
Come on, homie. Yeah, but my point is, dog. Everybody has their own opinion, and everybody out there says it, and everybody does it. And y'all just called me out because I'm negative Nancy. No, homie, start calling everybody out then. Start calling everybody out on social media then.
Have an opinion, of course, but like if the games end up,
don't just say I'm the only negative one.
No. I get it, but if the games end up being really good and it ends up being really entertaining, this playoffs, I know you're not going to come here and admit that you were wrong. You're not because you're stubborn. You're stubborn.
I would.
All right, we'll see.
I have no issue if this is a hell of a fucking a great fucking. There's no way this format.
I don't know. Like I'm looking. Well, the games are going to change. This won't be the final matchup.
Hey, we started the show off by talking about experience, hands-on base life.
Mm-hmm.
This is me having the experience and the long-term. I've seen it. I've done it. Scenario in my mind. That's the only reason I'm saying it. And if I'm wrong, I'll come out and eat crow and say I'm wrong.
All right,
but cool. I've seen this type of shit before. I've seen the let's do all this stuff and then have a shitty ass fucking end result. Here's why. Y'all call me out as being negative and saying that 12 teams, blah, blah, blah. So I can't knock 12 teams and say I missed 4, but we already are putting in a 14-team playoff scenario for next year, and we haven't even seen the 12-team playoff. But that's okay. But me saying I want 4 is not. Make it fucking make sense. I just want to be clear. See, a lot of you ain't ready for real talk. You all just are in your feelings because you don't like how I talk and speak. The real part of this is that you're fucking fugazi. You motherfuckers are so soft that you can't listen to real banter, and you're so soft and blinded by your fan base and your team that you think deserves to get in every year, like Florida State last year, that you think that 1 year, a 13-0 team without a quarterback it has fucked the whole 14 playoff up for the last 20 years. No, for the 20 years, the 14 playoff was correct. Every single year, it was right on, dead on, balls accurate. Tell me a year that it really missed.
Was it 20 or was it like 10?
I don't know, but BCS was still good. I'm counting the BCS as well. BCS was still, to me, good too. Like, to me, the BCS, and when it turned into the 4 playoff, never really missed to me. It was the best football teams in America. Now we're adding on teams. Come on, dog. We love Signity in Indiana. They're not a top 4 fucking football team. They would get beat. They got handed. They got dominated by Ohio State. They would get dominated by another 6 or 7 teams. And let's just be honest.
But then Michigan beat Ohio State.
That's my point. That's, again, proves my watered-down point, homie. It proves me my point. To me,
that's exciting, though, because we don't know. That's exciting.
But we do know. Because Ohio State should be eliminated.
But they shouldn't, though.
Why shouldn't they, homie? They lost 2 games. How many games do you want to lose?
And look at their roster. You don't want to see that roster out there.
Smitty, who's Ohio State beat this year? Who's Ohio State beat you this year? I'll wait.
I don't know. We got to put a schedule up. But Ohio State.
Because you should know.
Ohio State got one of the most talented teams.
If you're advocating for it, Smitty, if you're advocating for this greatness, then you should know who they beat, homie. If you're advocating for it. See, to me, Smitty, you're just saying you want to see more games. You're not telling me why, as I'm telling you why I don't. There's a difference. The banter.
No, I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why. The reason is I want to eliminate any of the fans who claim that their team should have got in and shouldn't have got in. You claim that the 4 teams have always gotten it right. That's your opinion, but a lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people believe that the 5th and 6th teams, Ohio State have missed a couple years. And they're like, Ohio State.
But man, here's my thing:
if they was in these playoffs, they would have went on.
But
the run.
I know.
This removes that.
I know who Ohio State's beat and who they haven't beat. Ohio State lost to a Michigan team that's as bad as they've been in 10 years.
Big rival, though. Big rival in sports.
And they lose to the number 1 team in America in their division.
Close one.
Okay. And and we know for the history of football, if you lose this late in the season to a team that's subpar or 500 in Michigan, you're eliminated, homie. That's your second loss. You lost at the end of the year. You're done. You're not a top 4 team.
That's the old format.
But I'm just saying this is. I asked you who they beat, and you don't know. And I'm not saying that's the main reason you're wrong. I'm saying they beat nobody. because you would have known. You would have known if they beat Oregon. Now we got a discussion. You would have known if they beat Michigan. Now we got a discussion. But they lost to those teams. You know who they beat? They beat a mediocre-ass Penn State team that we know damn well
They're not
isn't
mediocre.
one of the top
Stop.
4 teams.
They're not mediocre.
They are. They have
They're
beat
a
nobody.
good-ass team. They're one of the best
They
teams in
beat
the
a
country.
mediocre Indiana team who hasn't beat anybody, who just has a great story going on in a horrible fucking division, who haven't played nobody in Indiana. And that's it. Those are their 2 wins, homie. They beat nobody. Now, I can say the same thing for Miami. Can we discuss that?
So basically, we're arguing strength of schedules. Then, so it's a different conversation.
But
so
that's
everybody
part
need
of
to make their
Part of it.
schedules harder. Then,
But
basically,
that's part of it. But that's been that way. Smitty, why are you acting like it's new?
Ohio State lost against the Oregon team. We watched the game together. The number 1 team in the country, Ohio State, fucking play away.
Okay, so
but Ohio State is not good enough to compete for the playoff. Like, that don't make sense to me.
What do you mean they lost to Michigan last weekend, homie? Week 10.
Rivalry game though, JB.
Smitty, I don't care. Like, why is that? Why do you give them a pass? Did you give
I'm not giving them a pass. I'm saying my eyes worked. Yeah, they laid an egg. They laid an egg that game. But my eyes still worked when they played against the number 1 team in the country, and we saw how they was going back for toe like the entirety of the game.
Isn't strength of schedule part of the playoff committee, homie?
I believe so.
That been that way forever?
Yeah.
And it still is. So
yeah, it is.
So Ohio State strength of schedule shit. Just so we're clear, Miami's is shit. Alabama gets a pass over Miami, but I'm going to argue for Miami here. And I might be the one way outside of the box here. I want to argue that with you real quick before our guests come in. Everyone talks about Miami's losses versus their wins and vice versa with Alabama, because Alabama leapfrogged them last night in this deal. Alabama has beat Georgia. Okay. Who'd they lose to, though? See, to me, people don't want to break that down. I am on the other side, Smitty. I'm on the other side. That is why I'm against Ohio State. Who did they lose to versus who did they beat? Alabama got the win against Georgia. Cool. But you lost to Oklahoma, Smitty, in handily fashion. Late in the year. Syracuse is a better football team than Oklahoma. It's fact. Every part of the game.
It'd be a good game. It'd be a good ass game.
Syracuse is better than Oklahoma.
It'd be a good game.
Alabama lost to who? Oklahoma. Vanderbilt. Who else?
They beat Tennessee. They beat Tennessee, right? I don't know. Or did Tennessee beat them? I
don't know.
Because they got 3 losses. But I know Vandy. I know those 2. We're missing 1.
Yeah, I don't know. They lost Tennessee, didn't they? Tennessee beat them?
Is it Tennessee?
I don't know. I thought so. But
regardless, I understand what you're saying. You're looking at the losses, like who'd you lose to?
I'm looking at the losses and when they lost, Smitty. See, to me, that used to matter. If I'm not winning at the end, playing my best football, if as a former coach in an eye on the sky don't lie scenario, then I know I'm looking at Ohio State and saying their quarterback's so fucking bad that I would never pick them to go into a playoff. Why did we leave Florida State out at 13-0 last year, Smitty? Because they didn't have a quarterback. So why is Ohio State so different? They beat nobody. They've lost to 2 somebodies and lost week 10 to a team that's 5-5 with no quarterback. To me, that's ding, 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 ding. No, you're out.
They lost to 1 nobody, if you want to put a nobody on Michigan, but they lost to 1 nobody.
I'm just
Oregon's
saying.
number 1 team in the country, so I can't.
Yeah, no, I get it, but they weren't number 1 at the time they played.
All I'm saying is this, though, JB. I'm gonna say is this: if what you're saying is right, let's use Ohio State as the example. Tennessee is gonna get that easy win, and Ohio State be out then, and it'll be if what you're saying is right. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Ohio State's gonna must up.
You can't just say that though.
If you're so confident Ohio State shouldn't be here,
you can't say that, homie. So we're just gonna fuck over all the other teams then because you want to see a team get their ass beat that don't deserve to get in. See, that's a ridiculous thinking process to me. So what about the teams that deserve it? Like we're just gonna Ohio State has the $20 million roster, JB. If they're so good, JB, let's see them. No, I don't want to see them. You showed me already. You lost twice.
What are the other teams that you're mad about?
No, the whole discussion is 12 versus 4. I don't like the 12. That's the only reason. So the other team's not a discussion because they wouldn't even be in the conversation. We wouldn't even have the conversation.
But I guess and maybe I'm not explaining this the right way. What I'm basically saying is, though, JB, okay, I get you're saying more doesn't mean better. Okay, cool. So basically, it's gonna be one round of football that you don't care about. One round of football that you think is unnecessary, which is the first round. Okay, cool. So after the first round goes down and we know who won, whatever, then it's gonna go down to the normal setup of 4 teams. At that point, you should be happy. Like, you know, like at that point, we good now, right? Like at that point, like, you know what I'm saying? Or the first 2 rounds or whatever, right? And then at that point, it should be set up in the line in a way to where we'll have the best team. What I'm saying is, like, we're naturally, organically are going to get the best 4 teams at the end of the day based upon what happens in these playoffs. So if Ohio State ain't like that, which maybe you're right, they'll lose. If Indiana's not like that, which you may be right, they'll lose. If Arizona State ain't like that, they'll lose. When we fast forward to the final 4 teams or whatever, it's going to be set up to where these are the last 4 best teams in college football.
So we got to get to our guests. We got a guest sitting in the back room. We can debate this forever. You know what's the ironic part of this whole thing, though? Like, you guys are this Colorado fan base it blows my mind because you guys are literally calling the Holiday Bowl a big time bowl earlier on the show, but now you don't think 4 is worthy of being legitimate. To make that make sense, the Holiday Bowl is not a big bowl. You guys are so fucking prime sexual thirsty. It's unbelievable to me, dog. The Holiday Bowl is big bowl now. See, that tells me because y'all didn't make the playoff. Now the Holiday Bowl is a big bowl. Whatever fucking bowl they get in is a big bowl now. The Holiday Bowl is a joke. It's been a joke the entirety of its existence. It's in San Diego and nobody fucking watches it, by the way. But it's a big bowl today.